Di ba? Whenever I attend training, whenever I attend meeting, and then I get inspired. I don't know if you are inspired when you hear different speakers and best practices. Di ba, nung kick-off, you've attended, may mga different speakers doon. May isang main speaker, yung taga-Indonesia, and then nag-breakout advisor and leader. And whenever I attend those types of things, I get to be reminded, oo nga no, may mga bagay pa akong hindi nagagawa. And then I get excited ulit, or I get motivated na, ay, oo nga pala, dapat gawin ko to. Ito yung mga dapat kong gawin. Ayun. So, and it will only happen when clear ka kung saan mo gustong pumunta. So again, as I am telling you, I think the first and most important thing is clarity. So clarity creates conviction. So we play to win. This 2021, we have to play to win, all of us. We are not here just to maintain our contract, guardian, isang guardian lang in a month, 'di ba? Para hindi ka zero, 'di ba? Eh, magkano lang kikitain mo doon, no? Sa 4,000 na guardian, 1,600 less taxes, 'di ba? So hindi ka makakabuhay ng pamilya, no? So you need to move whatever is needed, gawin mo siya to win, 'di ba? Um, ibenta mo yung kailangan mong ibenta kasi yun yung gusto mong ma-achieve. Ma-achieve mo talaga yung tunay na goal mo and not maintenance of contract. Ganon. Gawin mo lahat ng activities na kailangan mo kasi makakatulong yun at magkakakontribute yun para makabenta ka ng madami. Right? So that's playing to win. Now, having a clear goal. And um, like, I can always, wala akong ibang maging example ko di muna yung sarili ko, di ba? I went here in Philam Life. I already knew that I wanted to build a team, build an agency. Yun yung goal eh. So even during the times na kung wala akong benta or mahina yung benta ko, kung meron akong recruit or meron akong recruitment interview, I know I'm even more productive because I'm building more on a bigger vision. 'Di ba? And in reality hanggang ngayon, kapag nakaka-attend ko yung mga different um, leaders, naririnig ko yung mga kwento nila, na ang bilis nila, na-realize ko na, ay, oo nga, no, bakit parang nakakalimutan ko na I have to build my business. So that's a different story, no? But ibig sabihin lang, yes, attending the training, it reminds me, nakakatulong talaga yan. So you go and attend that. Attending meetings, it reminds me always about the skills, about direction, ganon. Napupush ako ulit to do what needs to be done. Ganon. So, but again, hindi ka mapupush, hindi ka mamomotivate if you don't have a clear vision, a clear goal of where you want to go. Now, so let me share with you the game plan or the strategies as well that we all need to have and to do moving forward this 2021. So first thing na ang game plan natin, enthusiasm. No, dapat excited ka lagi. No, dapat enthusiastic ka. You have that energy and vigor about life. It's like, I don't know, siguro naman lahat tayo nakaka-relate dito. No? During the time when we are in school or even when we are working and then may crush ka, di ba, sa school. And then excited kang pumasok kasi gusto mo siyang makita. Parang gano'n. Di ba? So it's like that type of enthusiasm na napupush ka to perform or to go there or maybe to even perform in school, whatever that is, because you have that enthusiasm, lagi kang excited. So in this business, dapat ganun din. Dapat lagi kang may kilig factor about this business, 'di ba? I heard this from a trainer na yun nga, enthusiasm came from a root word or the root word ethos. I don't know the exact word, no? Hindi ko na refresh but it comes from parang God within. That when you are enthusiastic about life, about what you're doing, it means that you're honoring God. You know that you would like to, whatever you're doing, it's for Him. I always get, kumbaga, get excited, tumitindig yung balahibo ko in terms of in awe whenever I hear Miss Nina saying that my work is my prayer. And kinopya na rin yun ni Karin. And definitely Karin is the number one advisor of Starbright, di ba? And kita nyo, nakandami kagad benta. That their work is their prayer. Sana ganun din tayo. No? That wherever we're doing here, we know that what we are honoring God of our actions. And when we know we're doing that, we'll be enthusiastic, di ba? We will be excited always. Di ba? Lagi kang merong energy of what you want to achieve. Ganon. So Yun lang. And ako, I always pray na, Lord, give me always the energy and vigor to be excited about life. Gano'n. Kasi there are times na, alam mo yon, parang me lang ako. Eh. Di ba? Parang, okay lang, ganyan. Relax lang. I don't usually engage with people. That's my default. Di ba? Hindi mo ako sobrang makulit din or nag-engage, ganyan. Di ba? But, and I always remind myself, hindi eh. It should be, I should always be enthusiastic about life kasi that's the first thing that will bring me success as well. Ganon. So, kung nawawalan ka ng enthusiasm sa Philam Life, that's one of the major reasons why you're not performing well. Di ba? And there's a lot of different reasons. Na busy sa office, na busy sa ibang negosyo, na busy sa bahay. Di ba? So, makakalimutan natin yun eh. Ganon. So, we have to be enthusiastic. Now, can you type in enthusiasm sa chat box? Or I am enthusiastic. Naalala ko yung ano, no, yung tarito, yung kanta nursery rhyme na I'm awake, alert, alive, enthusiastic ko. Naalala niyo yun, di ba? Kailangan gano'n. We should be like children, little children. And perfect yung picture na nagamit natin. No? We should be little children that we are always, passionate about what we want. Yun yung nakakalimutan natin eh. We say we want recruits. We say we want to be a manager. We say we want to be MDRT. No, but are we always enthusiastic? Are we always excited? And some of you already have little children at home. Diba? I always get reminded when Dylan is so persistent and diba, and always excited just to play and do whatever he wants. Always think of little children, of how enthusiastic they are. They will be your reminder. No? So use that. For you to be also no, so another thing is engagement. Another game plan natin for the year is ito, nagkakaroon tayo ng regular meeting. And one thing that probably um, pandemic's gift to me, to us, is ito, itong power nitong online meeting, 'di ba? Before, ang alam lang natin, alam ko lang, I'll just use myself for an example, to be engaged, kailangan nasa office kayo lagi, 'di ba? So required pumunta ng meeting, pag wala ka sa meeting, parang hindi na kita napapansin. And it would be hard. Like people like Jeremy, committed naman siya, but ang layo niya, mahirap. People like Kevin, na may work siya ngayon, hindi siya maka-join in. 'Di ba? Si JR, malayo rin, nasa Batangas din. So there's a lot of challenges. But right now, there's no more reason for us not to be engaged. And I want to bring this back to our formula ng team namin when we were starting, na talagang weekly meeting. And now, etong year na to, yun talaga yung mangyayari. We got to engage with one another and engage yourself. No? Engage yourself moving forward, coming from kung ikaw lang mag-isa na hindi mo alam kung ano gagawin, nadi-disempower ka, edi inject yourself in the meeting, engage yourself so that you will be empowered. Ganon. Si Philip nga lagi kong sinasabihan, kasi nag-go one-on-one coaching din kami niyan minsan. Pini-PM niya ako pag may kailangan siya, so tawagan ko siya. Ganon. So, sabi ko sa kanya lagi, don't disconnect yourself from the team kahit yung DNA heroes man lang. Kasi these are the people na, alam mo yung mga bago rin naman, you are my direct, huwag kayong mahiya. Kasi minsan nahihiya daw siya, baka hindi na daw siya belong. Sabi ko karamihan naman ng heroes bago or nanunumbalik, di ba? Sino na lang naman matagal din dito, si Jeremy na lang din naman. Pero si Jeremy naman has been in and out din in the past. So ngayon lang din nagiging active. And then we have new ones ngayon like si Jeng and Winchell bumabalik sa team. Diba? So wala nang reason not to be engaged. So it's your commitment to yourself. And I appreciate all of you that you are here this Saturday morning. Hopefully, tuloy-tuloy to every week. And another thing is experience. The third game plan is, again, you cannot just have knowledge, but you got to really apply the knowledge so that you will gain more experience. Diba? There's no best teacher but you experiencing things. Diba? You cannot say that you already know unless there's result. Diba? So, kailangan talaga activity tayo, apply natin whatever we're learning, and then reconvene, learn from one another again. Parang ganon. No? So this will be the 3 game plans ng team natin. Right? So be enthusiastic, enthusiasm, bring that energy. I cannot give you enthusiasm. It only comes from within. Diba? Next is engagement. You also got to bring it here. Diba? And engage with people, engage with the team. And then number 3 is experience. Tayo yon. No? Ibig sabihin, ikaw pa rin, may kailangan kang gawin, kailangan mong i-apply whatever is needed to apply. And then, matututunan mo yun eh. Di ba? Attending training can only, you know, you can only learn so much. Whenever I attend different speakers, I can't wait but to sit on the computer and then start already doing what needs to be done. Alam niyo yun, I cannot attend too long of a training and then, kasi alam kong wala rin mangyayari na puro nasa mind lang. Mas maganda siya, tuloy-tuloy na training, mahaba, let's say on a weekly basis nga, like what we're doing, bits and pieces of knowledge, then I have one whole week to apply. So ganun yung gagawin natin moving forward. So let's talk about enthusiasm briefly. So ang paalala ko sa enthusiasm para madaling tandaan, VIP. Vision plus intention equals production. Para maging enthusiastic ka, kailangan mo ng vision. Again, clarity. Ano bang gusto mong ma-achieve? Ako, like sinasabi ko sa inyo, with Philam Life, I want to have another company with Philam Life. Di ba? Parang ganun. Yung kwento ko, I have driven. Okay yung idea na meron kang negosyo, sariling company, pero 5 yung kahati ko doon. So hindi rin ganun kalaki yung kita. Sabi ko, what if I can create, I have the experience already, what if I can create another driven inside Philam Life? So that's my vision. And meron din ako personal vision. Like, one of the major vision ko talaga is we want, kami ni Carla, our family, gusto namin magkaroon ng bahay sa Ayala, Alabang. That's one of the major vision, di ba? So, alam mo yon, hindi ako titigil to do whatever I need to do to achieve that eh. So I have that long-term vision that I know I want to see myself and my family where it is. And like achieving like being an agency with Philam Life, I won't stop there because there's a bigger vision ahead, diba? So yon, with Driven, our real estate company, our vision is really to be a developer. So whatever we're doing moving forward, and even what I'm doing with Philam Life can also contribute to that actually kasi kailangan namin kumita ng pera pampatayo ng mga bahay. For example, so kailangan mo talaga ng vision. You got to have that clear vision. Lagi mo kailangan yung bigyan yung sarili mo. No? So, and achievement with Philam Life can only be an accessory to that bigger vision. No, dapat actually makita mo siyang accessory. Like sinasabi ko nga, pag naging agency ako sa Philam Life, pag lumaki yung kita ko with Philam Life, it will help me achieve a bigger goal. No? So, dapat makita mo na makakatulong si Philam Life, ma-achieve mo yung bigger vision mo for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones. Number 2 is intention. Hindi pwedeng vision lang kasi it's too long term. 'Di ba? It's too long term na maaring, sige, tsaka na nga, next year na nga lang or tsaka na ako magre-recruit, ganyan. We will set monthly intention, weekly intention, or even daily intention. Yun nga. So in the morning, you should know what you need to do. One of the major basic intention setting for the daily basis is to-do list. Dapat alam mo lang yung mga to-do list mo. If not in a day, in a week. O kailangan matapos ko tong week na to. Sa week na to, dapat matapos ko to. No, so that for me, no, that helps me. Sinasabi ni Philip, magising ko, dapat maisip ko si Philam Life. So ang gawin mo siguro ganito, on a Sunday afternoon, write down what you want to achieve for the whole week. Dapat matapos ko to for the whole week in terms of Philam Life. So hanggat hindi mo natapos yun, even though you're busy in other things, you will find time na maisingit. Kahit pa mga maisingit nga yung term eh. Maisingit ko tong mga tick boxes na to para matapos ko to this week. One of the may major examples, kunyari, nakatulong yung WAM dito, di ba? Yung tactics. Let's say, I have to create 2 recruitment videos this week. Example, yun yung intention ko. Kahit pa Sabado na ng gabi yan, kung hindi ko pa siya natatapos, kasi Sunday hindi ako nag-work ng Sunday, di ba? So kahit Sabado ng gabi yan, I will work overtime just to finish that tick box. So that's an intention, di ba? So what if you have that certain intention, what you want to achieve on a week-on-week basis? May ma-achieve ka eh, kikilos ka. Ang problema kapag wala, hindi mo na ilalagay man lang yon mga things na gusto mong tapusin with Philam Life, walang mangyayari. This week, for example, marami kaming kailangan tapusin for, medyo busy ako aside from Philam Life with Driven eh. Kailangan namin maglipat ng office kasi nabenta yung opisina namin, ganun. So, one of my tick boxes, kailangan ma-visit ko mga different office, natapos ko yun. May mga nanghihingi ng contract dun sa tracking namin. Yesterday, tinapos ko yun. Di ba? 3 to 4 p.m. natapos ko yung contract na kailangan gawin. Mga ganon. So, because I know I have to finish that within a certain time frame. Di ba? So, when you have that big vision and then you set an intention on a weekly basis, you will be productive. Yun yung, dun mangyayari yung production. Di ba? So, and what I'm teaching you is not just applicable in Philam Life, di ba? It can be applicable in your whole life. And kilala nyo naman ako, ganun talaga eh. Your whole life should fit in one calendar, di ba? Kung naalala nyo yung 6-figure work week when I discussed that, and uulitin natin yon in the coming weeks, di ba? Na you should know what you should focus on the whole week. So you should have the intention for the month. We will set intentions for the month. Anong gusto mong ma-achieve. And I use intention, not goal. Kasi sometimes yung goal or targets, yung nagbibigay nun si Miss A, si DJ, si Philam Life. Pag intention, coming from within eh. Ay, intention mo talagang gawin to. So parang, di ba, mas may motivation. Ganon. That's why I love the word intention. This is what I intend to do. Hindi lang siya goal. Kasi goal, hindi na-achieve minsan eh, di ba? Ganon eh. But the intention, ito yung gusto kong gawin. No, so change the narrative. The change of word or terminology is so powerful. Right? So, ano ba yung intention mo for the week? Gagawin natin yan on a weekly meeting. Pag kung present kayo sa weekly meeting, you will have time to even write down your intention, what you want to achieve. So I'll give you time. Ito yung na-experience ko. Kunyari, sa sobrang busy ko, pag umattend ako ng meeting or seminar, okay, I get empowered, I get motivated, pero I don't have time to execute yung natutunan ko. Tama ba? So, na-inspire lang ako, na-pump up lang ulit ako, pero na-busy na ulit ako sa work ko or sa family ko. Ang dami kong, 'di ba? Ang dami kong ginagawa dito sa bahay. Busy rin talaga ngayon. So, in our weekly meeting, and that's why we'll be doing 9 to 12 on a weekly basis, 9:30 to 12. Ganyan. I'll give a few minutes to do what needs to be done already. So talagang block off your Saturday 9 to 12 ideally. Ganon. Kasi hindi lang siya meeting na ganito. There will also be a few minutes, like 15 to 30 minutes na doing. Kailangan din kasi meron eh. Okay, sige, sulat ko na lahat ng gusto kong gawin. Mag-set na rin ako ng appointments because we'll be having appointment setting. So do you like that? Type in, I like that if you like that idea na ganun yung mangyayari. Let me open the chat. Yan. Diba? So ganun yung mangyayari moving forward. We'll not just be, having a meeting and then I'll just keep on talking. Diba? Ang mangyayari is, I'll give time for the work. There's a certain workshop time. Diba? Ganun yung mangyayari. So, attend this meeting. Ito na rin yung time natin to be more productive. Ganon. So ako, that's why I like attending training ng Philam Life or even during leaders meeting ng Starbright. Dalawa yung screen ko. I have my laptop here and kung napapansin ni Othello yan, ang gamit ko during meeting, pag Starbright meeting, leaders meeting, iPad ko. Kaya ako naka-iPad so that nakakapag-type na ako sa laptop ko. Yun yung reason. So whatever pumapasok sa isip ko during lagi ako naka-side view tapos nasa ilalim, no? I don't even like that. But kaya ako nakalagi naka-close yung camera eh. Pero may ginagawa na ako on the side. So the 3-hour meeting ng leaders meeting ng Starbright, may mga ginagawa na ako, whatever pumasok sa isip ko, I'll type in something, ganun. Kasi kailangan, we have to execute as well. Hindi pwedeng puro inspire lang. Klaro ba yun? No, so that's what we'll be doing. So VIP, lagi nyo tatandaan. Type in VIP to remember enthusiasm. So excited ka sa vision mo, nag-set ka ng intention for the week and for the day, you'll be productive. Definitely. Diba? And this is really aligned to the 12-week year or diba? The 12-week year, ang kailangan talaga execution eh. No, so lagi niyo tatandaan, vision plus intention equals production. Pauso ko lang yan, wala po akong pinagkopyahan yan. No? So most likely, hindi ko alam kung masishare yan somewhere. Ayan. Okay, next. So in terms of engagement, yun nga, magkakaroon tayo ng weekly meeting, nabanggit ko na to, so I'll just breeze around this. So sa weekly meeting, magkakaroon tayo ng sharing and support one another, magkakaroon tayo ng mga coaching, ganyan. And then accountability, yun nga. And then of course, the teamwork na hindi lahat ng sagot nasa akin. And that's what I've been seeing naman with the whole DNA, and particularly with Heroes, di ba? I want to laud all of you because, since pandemic, we've been so active. The DNA Heroes attending all the activities ng Philam Life, activities ng Starbright in our meetings. Marami tayong uma-attend. So it just shows na, nag-work sa atin to. Tong weekly meeting, lahat ng ginawa natin from last year. My focus last year is to really to set up the system. No, so and buti na nga lang din, parang actually sa akin is naging excuse pa nga yung pandemic, konti lang benta, gano'n. Kasi I really focus on setting up the system to help one another, not really sales, no, not even much recruitment, gano'n. So talagang setting up the system. And ito na 'yon, na maraming nang na-practice na system over the past year that can be improved this year. Ayun. So, yun, we will share best practices, we will share our struggles and successes, we will learn from one another, and then, yun nga, we will have that culture of accountability. You can check on one another. No? I will just really highly acknowledge yung DNA Act, yung small group last year ni Gian Otelo and Giselle, na continuously halos nag-weekly meeting hanggang matapos yung year. No, yung something like that, it helps eh. And you don't need a leader, di ba? Ikaw mismo, minsan yung isa, si Giselle yung magpupush sa tatlo, minsan si Gian, minsan si Othello. So it helps kung lahat kayo are really committed in that team. And I hope we can replicate that to this year for everyone. And then of course, yun nga, yung, again, next natin is yung experience. I always believe that you need to involve yourself. You should always be there and do what needs to be done. And then, matututo ka. You will gain experience not just in training, no, but more on activities, application. So at the end of the day, hindi ka pwedeng attend lang ng attend ng training. No, dapat nagiging active ka. You ina-apply mo yung natututunan mo. Umattend ka ng branding and social media, try it out. Make mistakes because when you make mistakes, hindi pala pwede to, hindi pala effective to, ganito pala yung effective. 'Di ba? And then apply mo ulit. No, I've been successful with YouTube for the past year. One of the major reasons is, number one, consumer din ako ng content ng YouTube. And then, hindi lang ako nag-aral, tinry ko rin i-apply. And then, nung ina-apply ko, nakikita ko kung ano yung effective, ano yung hindi. Ito yung dito nagre-react yung mga tao. Ito yung pinanonood ng mga tao. Dito hindi pala nila gusto. Now, because of those activities, I gained experience na hindi mo siya matututunan in just one video or in just one meeting, di ba ganito, in just one training. No, so you got to really apply. No, I started my YouTube channel April, and then I started, I think, posting about insurance May or June. Pero I had my first sale September. Kaisa lang ako nung September coming from that inquiry. No, but after September, I had 6 in October, 6 in November, and 7 on December. So, ibig sabihin, it's doable. So I had 20 sales for the past 3 months. Pero it took me a few months din para mapag-aralan siya. 'Di ba? So, yun. Only experience can teach that. Now I know what videos to create, what videos people like, ganon. And then of course, wag isama pa natin yung algorithm ng YouTube and ng Facebook, 'di ba? That people like posting or those websites likes channels or posting or accounts that posting regularly. Ayun. So, again, lagi niyo lang tatandaan our game plan for this year, no? 3 E para hindi mahirap tandaan. No? So, enthusiasm, engagement, and experience. Right? You got to be enthusiastic of what you will want to create in this business. You got to engage yourself, hindi lang para mag-benefit, but you also helping. So, ang ganda nung sinasabi ni Jeremy na Kaya ako nag-active sa help desk. Pag sumasagot ako doon, nakakatulong ako. It reminds me that, oh nga pala, gusto ko tong business to. At ang ganda, 'di ba? So, yun din yung message ko kay Philip. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-consume lang ng content, dapat nagko-contribute ka rin. So, look for ways that you can help, that you can contribute. In that way kasi, mas na dumadami yung, and ano bang magandang term doon? Sabihin natin, may naitanim ka eh, di ba? Meron ka ng emotional involvement or attachment, parang gano'n. Dahil nagbigay ka eh. E pag nagbigay ka, mas hindi ka makabitaw. Gano'n. Kesa yung ikaw lang yung nagbe-benefit. Yun. So, you have to be engaged. And like people like Gian, so active, di ba? Si David, active sa investment club, for example. Si Jeng, posting about vitality. Ganyan. So, ikaw mismo rin yung nagbe-benefit. When you give, you receive more. Right? And then, again, you got to experience things. Hindi pwedeng aral-aral lang. No? Kailangan talaga may application. Right? But most importantly, talagang attend every week. Kasi may mga weeks talaga na probably na busy ka sa work mo. Like for example, Kevin probably would be too busy at work, hindi nakapag-apply ng something in the whole week. Kung inalis mo pa yung sarili mo on a weekly meeting, hindi ka umattend, lalo kang hindi move forward. Di ba? Lalong walang mangyayari. 2 weeks ka nang walang nangyari. Hanggang 1 month ka nang walang benta. Parang ganun. So you got to constantly inject yourself into the system. Right? So I will also, whatever we'll be doing this year and probably moving forward, will be linked on the 4 disciplines of execution. I'm thinking the past few days, okay, ano ba yung ituturo ko sa inyo? And ano ba yung magiging pattern or system ng DNA Heroes? And then I remembered that one of my favorite topics in terms of leadership, na natutunan ko rin to sa mga Philam Life Leaders Training. No? So it's exciting to be a leader with Philam Life. Marami ka matututunan. Yung 4 disciplines of execution, that if you want to be really productive, yung organization mo, or ikaw mismo as a person, ito yung magandang ito yung magandang na kailangan mong i-apply. And then as I review, kasi nag-review ako, kanina lang actually, I reviewed about the 4 disciplines of execution. I realized that the 12-week year na tinuturo ni Jim Key is parang kinopya from the 4 disciplines of execution. Naka-base dito, meron lang siyang timeline. Ang maganda lang sa kanya, nilagyan siya ng deadline na 12 weeks, 12 weeks. So, what we'll be doing is we'll be doing both, we'll be meshing both for us to be more productive. Pareho sila ng sinasabi. It all boils down to execution. Walang sense lang yung may goal ka kung if you will never execute. So type in execution in the chat box if you agree that you need to execute on a regular basis. Ayan. Di ba, execution pa rin is the name of the game eh. Walang sense na gusto ko mag-MDRT. Di ba, lahat naman gusto mag-MDRT. Gusto ko mag-agency manager. Lahat naman gusto maging agency manager. Gusto ko may 4 recruits. Lahat naman gusto may 4 recruits. No, but what we need to do, what is missing in between? Sabi nga ni Jeremy, sa first month of the year, lahat naman excited eh. Kasi we set goals. Exciting talagang may goals. So you're enthusiastic. Nahihit mo yung first game plan eh. Di ba? Enthusiasm. Pero if you don't engage, if you don't attend, and then you don't experience or execute, di ba? Wala ring mangyayari. Hindi mo ma-achieve yung nawawala. Kaya in between, nawawala yung enthusiasm. Nawawala yung excitement. Nawawala yung happiness. 'Di ba? Kasi walang execution. Execution brings that real happiness to you. Kasi alam mo, pag may na-execute ka, kahit wala pang resulta agad, maraming pwedeng mangyari in the future. Example, wala pa rin ako nare-recruit online sa YouTube. Pero I had different interviews already. Pero ang sa isip-isip ko lang, siguro yung mga naka-attend ng BOP last year, baka may magbunga this year. Alam mo yon, so there's more excitement and anticipation kasi alam mong may nagawa. Alam kong may nagawa ako. Marami akong video sa YouTube, parang makakita noon, then I create more, mag-execute pa ako. So it gives me more confidence in terms of may mangyayari. Ganon. So do you agree? Type in agree in the chat box. Yan. So, yan. Alam mo may mangyayari pag may ginawa ka. Pag may ginawa ka, um, mas nakaka-excite, no, na may darating na blessing sa'yo. 'Di ba? Hindi pwedeng ano eh, hindi pwedeng mag-pray ka lang, 'di ba? Na Lord, sana po bigyan niyo ako ng recruit or mag-MDRT ako. Hindi pwede, 'di ba? Dapat mag-execute ka talaga. So ayan, I'll give the summary of this four, no. Um, Sabi ng 4DX, the biggest reason people fail to execute on their goals is the whirlwind. Paano yung whirlwind? No, for example, no, meron kang planong gawin ngayon, tapos mayroong emergency, di ba? Mayroong bigla nangyari. Yun yung whirlwind. Eh. No, na urgent siya, pero hindi important. No? Dun sa matrix na yon. Parang, oo, kailangan siyang gawin, and sometimes you have to really do those things. Pero na we get preoccupied by those things that we forget to do the important things that we need to do. 'Di ba? For example, ang gusto mo talaga recruitment. 'Di ba? Ang gusto mo talaga recruitment. And kailangan mo mag-approach sa mga new recruits, ganyan, maghanap ka. And then, biglang merong client. Let's say merong client na nagpapa-service. 'Di ba? Whirlwind yun eh. Biglang may dumating, wala sa plano. Biglang may dumating na may client na nagrereklamo or 'di ba? May client ka na let's say nag-medical, 'di ba? Hindi pa rin na-approve, 'di ba? Whirlwind 'yun, wala na sa plano mo 'yun. 'Di ba? Bigla na lang dumating na biglang challenge. Siyempre, kailangan mo ring i-meet 'yun. And a lot of times naubos na yung oras natin doon and energy natin doon, nakalimutan na natin gawin yung gusto natin gawin or dapat natin gawin. Can you relate? Type in relate in the chat box if that happens to you as well. Right? Yan. 'Di ba? So, nag-raise ba ng hand si JR? Or na-click lang 'yon? Yun. So, 'di ba may mga nangyayari, hindi pa daw nangyari kay Gian 'yon. Yun. Na-click lang. Sige. Yan. So, 'di ba, there are things, and even in our home, probably. 'Di ba? Kunyari lang, ito na lang sa akin. Let's say, ang plano ko, mag-record ng video today. Yeah? For example, ganun. Or, whatever, may gawin ako today. And then bigla na lang si Dylan gusto makipaglaro. Yan, yung, di ba? Or kailangan paliguan, kailangan palitan ng diaper, whatever that is, di ba? Na kailangan din ako doon. Hanggang sa naubos na yung oras ko dun sa mga, kailangan din naman ako whirlwind. Hindi ko na na-execute yung para sa business. Ayan, relate, di ba, Gian? Yan, ganyan. So, experience is the key, di ba? So, naigagamit ko yung personal experience ko to make you realize kung ano yung what I mean, di ba? So, yun. Super relate. That happens talaga. So, I mean, di ba, ganun. But, because I had intention, I'm more productive than most people. Kasi alam ko yung dapat kong ma-achieve either within the day or within the week. Kasi sometimes talaga hindi na matapos within the day. Within the week, dapat matapos siya. So I feel so productive. Kasi kailangan mo pa rin ma-execute yun eh. Hindi mo naman pwedeng pabayaan yung anak mo, di ba? Hindi mo naman pwedeng pabayaan yung family mo. Di ba? May biglang mangyayari out of your control talaga eh. Ganun talaga, di ba? So, ayun. But you got to finish what needs to be done. So, siguro yun yung one of the best practices. In a weekly basis, write down ano yung dapat mong matapos in a weekly basis. So like, if not Sunday, first thing in the morning, before ka umattend ng ACE or ng MFL, ng Mondays for Learning, or during umattend ka, magsulat ka, ito yung mga dapat kong matapos this week. Sulat mo yun doon. So hanggang Saturday ng gabi, tapusin mo yun, di ba? Pag may mga times, like, kaya sometimes I work overnight, like pagtulog na sila Dylan, tatapusin ko muna yung ilang slides ko. That's why I like deadlines. Kunyari ngayon, Saturday, meron akong meeting. So, itong mga slides ko, tinapos ko siya ng some of the days. Some of the days na kailangan gawin. So, may mga days na I have to work at night kasi kailangan talaga siyang matapos. But still, I'm happier, I'm enthusiastic because I know I have execution. Right? So, these are the 4 disciplines of execution. Number 1, focus on the wildly important. So, kailangan daw talaga, dapat alam mo kung ano yung wildly important goal mo. Or in this book or in this 4DX, we call that WIG, wildly important goal. So para rin siyang WAM, di ba? So sabi niya rito, later natin i-discuss yung WIG. Ayan. So number 2 is act on lead measures. So um, kung ano yung mga, focus ka dun sa mga activities na mag-result into what you really want. Diba? So kailangan mong, yun nga, yung mga tick boxes mo every week, kailangan makakatulong yun para ma-achieve mo yung goal mo. Ganon. Number 3, keep a compelling scoreboard. No? So dapat daw meron kang monitoring of what you want to achieve, of your goal, tapos nakikita mo yun. So basic scoreboard for the execution na lang alone is yun nga, tick boxes, to-do list. Kung meron kang to-do list for the whole week, di ba? Pag na 4 out of 5 ka lang doon, edi kulang pa, may isa ka pang kailangan tapusin. Ano? So kung lagi mo nakikita yon, edi you will be more excited. No, but it's not just about the tick boxes, but also the results. Ano yung gusto mong ma-achieve this week in terms of benta, in terms of activities, ganyan, in terms of presentations, whatever that is. And then number 4, yung pinaka-important, create a cadence of accountability. So a lot of times, pag tayo lang mag-isa, hindi enough. Di ba? A lot of times, kapag ikaw lang, hindi mo ini-engage yung sarili mo sa team, hindi ka nagiging productive. No, but if you have a team, it reminds you. So tayo na rin 'yun. Ganon. So isa-isahin natin. So in terms of the wildly important goal, no? The question is, what is that one thing? No, siguro if you have a notebook, I want you to write down in your notebook, what is that one thing that you really want to achieve this year? Right? Or type in the chat box na rin. Type in the chat box. Tapos collate na lang din natin later. Tatandaan nyo. Sige. What is that one thing that you really want to achieve this year for your business? Yan. Diba? Sabi ni NAP, 1.2 MANP. So at least klaro ka. Diba? That's your wildly important goal. Hindi pwedeng bumaba. Maybe nag-compute si NAP, 100K ANP or FYP in a month. That gives me 25,000 income. At the very least, I'm happy with that. No, lumaki doon, mas maganda. Policy count and MDRT. So ilan? Di ba? Ilan policy count yan? Dapat clear ka. For example, no, sige, while you're thinking and doing that, 32 minimum. Okay. So, like for example, me, if I'm asked me this year, the focus should be really, what I really want is 21 coded advisors for 2021. For DNA Heroes alone. No? So for us. So, ibig sabihin yan, lahat ng gagawin ko should geared towards here. So meaning, that's why if some of you already received or if you already know that I'm inviting you dun sa DNA Next Gen, diba? So I'm developing future managers, future AUMs. Aside from that, if I and when I make you productive and kumikita kayo, you'll be happier. And because of that, number 1, magre-recruit ka, di ba? Automatically. Number 2, I'll be more confident to recruit people din, ako mismo, kasi alam ko may sistemang sasalo. Ganon. So that's why I focus on the system last year. Sabi ko, hindi naman pwedeng recruit lang kami ng recruit tapos ang dami na didelist kasi hindi ko alam paano isa-serve. Di ba? Yun. So, kailangan masaserve ko tong mga to. Ayun. So, yun. Kaya, gumawa muna ako ng system. Inisip ko, how can I support the new recruits? So, nagawa na yun. Meron na tayong weekly meeting. May mga different system na nakaset up. No, ngayon ready na ako for this. No, so si Jeremy daw 4 coded advisors and then personal is 24 policy counts. Okay, that's good. Who else? Please type in. Lahat kayo sana mag-chat kayo diyan. 'Di ba? Ano yung goal nyo? I wanna see the wildly important goal. 1 or 2 lang daw. According to the 4 disciplines of execution, when you have your business goal, 1 or 2 lang daw in a year. Yun lang daw yung main focus mo. So that, again, yung mga whirlwind na mangyayari, di ba, na darating, okay naman yun eh. No, pero hindi, kumbaga, kailangan mong gawin yun eh. Hindi mo na pwedeng hindi gawin yun eh. Kailangan mong gawin yun. Pero syempre, no, kailangan mong bumalik para hindi mo makalimutan. Bumalik ka dun sa goal mo. Example, si Jeremy, no? Let's say wala pa siyang benta in a month. Kasi mapofocus siya sa kailangan ko makabenta para ma-CMP ako. Gusto ko yan. Okay yan. No, pero, nakakalimutan niya na, oo nga pala, ano ba kailangan kong gawin para magkaroon ng 4-coded advisor? Pag nakafocus ka dun sa wig mo, sa wildly important goal mo, babalik ka doon, okay, ito yung mga kailangan kong gawin, i-execute ko na game plan para ma-achieve ko yon. Ayan, sabi ni Philip, build a team in Pampanga in Bataan. Lagyan mo ng number, Philip. No? So, lagyan natin ilang coded advisors na yan. No? Lagyan mo siya doon. Sabi ni MDR, sabi ni Gian, gusto ko mag-MDRT and then 6 coded advisors. Yun lang yung goal ko. So lahat ng gagawin ko para doon. So, sabi ni JR, at least 40 policy counts. So klaro si JR, ako sa benta muna ako magko-focus. Sabi ni Winchell, CMP and 30 policies. So si Winchell, klaro rin sa benta ako magko-focus. Diba? So I would also know how to support you. Sino yung mga pang-leader, sino yung pang purely bentahan muna. Diba? Sabi ni L, 4 quality recruits, gusto ko maging CMP. Tapos premier advisors and QBB dapat kumita siya for the whole year. So pag sinabi niyang QBB, dapat may certain number of policy counts na ma-achieve, di ba? Ganon. Sige, who else yung wala? Yan, David, build a huge VIP client group, monthly consistency, and focus on my purpose and dream to achieve this. Yon. So, lagyan mo lang ng mas clear, no? And how do you define yung huge VIP client group, David? Diba? So, ilan sila? Ganon. So, monthly consistency is consistent monthly producer ba? May bonus ka ba for that? Yan ba yun? CMP ba siya? Ganon. Yan. Consists of 5 producers at the very least. So, yon. Meron kayong 5 producers doon. Diba? So, yun yung kailangan natin for Philip. Diba? So, yon. How about Othello? How about Kevin? Sino pa bang nandito? Si Jeng ba nag-post na? Meron na pala. Wala pa. Wala pang type si Jeng. How about Jeng? Ayan, 180K ANP and 5 policy count every month. That's good. Ayan. So, Kevin, Gladys, ano yung wildly important goal mo? Yan, sabi ni Othello, mag-unit manager na ako for this year and COT. O di ba klaro? So whatever the requirements of a unit manager, dapat ma-hit ko yon. Parang ganun. Diba? Sabi ni Gladys, gusto ko mag-CMP, then Premier Advisor, and 24 policies at least. No, kasi maybe hindi enough yung 24 policies para maging Premier Advisor, for example. So maybe ang priority talaga is the Premier Advisor. Diba? So yon. So ano talaga yung pinaka-clear goal? Right? Yan, perfect. Yeah, so kailangan lang clear ka, no, of what is your wildly important goal for the year. Next, no, so dapat daw act on lead versus act on the lead measure. Ano ba yung lead measure? Lead measures are the things na kailangan mong gawin para magkaroon ng result. Lag measure kasi are the result. Kunyari yung benta, policy count, 'di ba? Pagiging unit manager, 5 coded recruits, yun yung lag measure. No? Kailangan mo ring i-keep track yon. No? Kailangan mo ring i-keep track yung ano yung gusto mo. Pero you have to act on the lead measure. So ito yung mga examples, no? Approaches versus set appointments. Para magkaroon ka ng set appointments, kailangan mo mag-approach. So tingnan mo kung ilan yung na-approach mo. Presentations versus save lives. Sabi nga ni Kevin, 5 policy counts. Diba? Yun yung goal mo. Si Jeng din, 5 policy counts. Pero nakakailang presentation. Kaya kailangan makaset ka ng presentation. Maybe you even go back. Hindi lang presentation. Diba? Nakakailang approach ako. Parang ganun. So tingin ka doon, every week, dapat meron kang lead measure na ine-execute. Ano yung lead measures mo na gagawin mo today? And again, always remember this topic. And I recorded this. I will post this in YouTube so that you can always review. always remember na ito yung magiging conversation natin on a weekly basis. Ito yung magiging mga topics natin. Lead measure, di ba? So ito yung mga magiging jargon natin lagi. Or maybe FB, IG, YouTube, or LinkedIn posts versus inquiries. Di ba? Oh, gusto mo magkaroon ng inquiry, pero para magkaroon ka ng inquiry, ng leads, kailangan may gawin ka sa social media. Di ba? Kailangan may paid ads ka kung gusto mo, kung gano'n. Diba? Kailangan i-review mo yung paid ads mo kung effective ba siya. Diba? Yun yung mga lead measure. So you got to also act on the lead measure. Dapat mong alamin kung ano yung mga kailangan mong gawin para ma-achieve yung goal. No? So dun sa WAM, ito yung mga tactics. Diba? So pareho lang siya eh. Sa WAM, ito yung mga weekly tactics mo. Diba? Yung 4 or 5 na tactics mo na kailangan mong i-execute. And it's not sales, di ba? Hindi siya sales. Sales is a lag measure eh. Ano yung lead measure mo para magkabenta ka? Di ba? Let's say follow up yung mga bumili na, ay yung mga nag-inquire na. O yun, it's a lead measure kasi kailangan nakapag-follow up ka ng mga potential bumili. Ganon, di ba? So, yun yung number 2. Number 3 is the DNA scoreboard. O yun nga, you got to have a compelling scoreboard. So what I did is, we have a DNA scoreboard. No? So every month, magsiset tayo ng goals. Every week, we will keep score. Right? So let me share with you my my screen. Ito. Wait lang ha. Ito. So familiar na yung iba dito, yung mga from last year. Sa mga bago, ganito yung mangyayari. So every month we will set the intention. So please type in already your goals. Alam nyo na yan. No? So please type in your goals in terms of, or your intention in terms of ANP, policy count, and then at BOP attendees if meron. Diba? So isinusulat natin yan every month. So go ahead and type in sa chat box so that I would know. Tapos ilalagay natin yan. Then minomonitor natin yan kung ano na yung ANP mo at ilan na yung policy count mo. Ganyan. So this is a scoreboard that we always see on a weekly basis. So dapat nandito ka lagi. No? So sabi ni Giselle, for the month to, 70,000 BOP isa. How many policy counts yan? Right? So I update this and then you will see. Ito, may nakalagay na dyan kung ilan, di ba? O yan, 2 policy counts. Yan yung goal mo for the month. Right? So, and then your business plan every week should be also aligned to, let's say, ano ba yung goal ni L. Ayan, gusto ko CMP, Premier Advisor, tapos 4 quality recruits. So, maybe you need more BOP attendees kung 4 quality recruits yung target. Diba? Yung gusto mong ma-achieve. Yun naman yung dapat align din yung sineset natin na goal. So, you will expect me to always ask you this pag absent ka sa meeting, ipa-follow up kita rito. Diba? We got to fill this up because this is our scoreboard. So go ahead, please type in the chat box kung ano yung goal nyo. Ilang ANP, ilang policy count, at ilang attendees ng BOP. So Gian, 160K. So ito po, tinatapos ko to over the week, no? Kasi marami sa inyong bago dito. Ayan. So si David, 100K ANP. Yan. And then 4 policy counts. Si Philip, 50K ANP. 2 policy counts. Tapos 2 BOP attendees. Ayan. Sige po, ano pa? Nasaan pa yung iba? Ayan, si Jeremy, 240K ANP, 4 na policy counts. Kevin is 100K ANP, 4 na policy counts. Ilan yan? Wait, 5 policy counts. Ayan, may isang BOP si Gian. Umattend na daw today. Kaya lang 90K si Gladys. 4 policy counts, isang BOP. Ayan, si Othello, dalawang COP, 3 policies, 250K. Right, so ako siguro, ano ako ngayon, 250K din. Baka may mga mataas, 200K. Ayan. And then 6 policy counts. Meron na din akong 1 PC. Hindi pa yata approve Gian eh. No, so i-update naman to ni Feby. Si Feby ang nag-update nito. You want donut? Oh, okay, sige. So yeah, type muna kayo dyan habang kumukuha ako ng donut. Ayan, sige. So si Nap, 75,000. 3 policy count, isang COP. Oops. Si Jeng, 180K ANP, 5 policy count, isang COP or BOP. Yan, si Winchell, 50K, 2 policies. Sino pang wala? Si JR. So this is the, and then if you can see, meron tayong quarterly, nag-update na rin yung numbers ng quarterly kasi this will help, let's say for this quarter, makikita natin na magko-compute siya ng kung ilan na yung natin. Dito, ilan na yung ANP, di ba? If you can notice, meron tayong PPB. So, pag umattend kayo na meeting, makikita nyo na rin lagi pag malapit na kayo to hit a PPB every quarter. So, at least natututukan natin yun. No? So, dito sa meeting natin, sa scoreboard, I can help you as well to know kung malapit ka na sa PPB ba, ilan na yung ANP mo, di ba? Para magkaroon ka ng more bonus. Ayan, 150K, si JR, and then 5 policy counts. Ayan. Okay, sige. So that's good. Nandito na yung lahat na nandito. Meron ng mga goals. So yun yung una. Yun yung una nating scoreboard. Actually, in this scoreboard as well, this will be shared to you, no? This form will be shared to you. And I would like you to do this. I would like you to, on a week-on-week basis, ilagay mo kung ilan yung na-approach mo, ilan yung appointment mo na set, saka ilan yung scene calls mo. Lagay mo lang. No? So, these activities, parang makakatulong. These are the lead measures for you to hit whatever you need to hit. Ganon. No? So, i-share ko sa inyo to, week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4 on a given month, magtototal siya, ilan yung nagawa mo. No, lagay mo lang dyan kung ilan yung na-approach mo this week, ilan yung appointment na nagawa mo, ilan yung scene calls mo. No, magre-result kasi yan sa benta. Dito na yon sa policy count. Right? So, before umattend ng meeting, like on a Friday, pwede mo lang i-review. Isipin mo lang, okay, ano yung mga activities ko. Ganon. Ano yung mga nagawa kong activities. Again, this should be a habit. The more we do this on a regular basis, masasanay tayo. Diba? Hanggang sa maging, madali na pala siya. So again, ang focal point natin lagi will be this meeting. Kung umattend kayo ng meeting na to, hindi kayo malo-lost track sa Philam Life. So I really highly appreciate if you will be attending this meeting on a regular basis. Ganun. So, ganun lang kabilis yung scoreboard natin. And then, let me share with you the goals. I will also share this with you. Bilalagyan ko kayo ng ganito. And gusto ko magkaroon kayo ng sarili nyo ring monitoring sa inyo. No? So, ganito siya. Example, no? Ang kailangan nyo na tandaan dito sa form na to, yung color yellow lang. No? Yung color yellow actually, nilalagay lang natin dyan kung ano yung actual mo for the month. So dapat lang alam mo. Example, no? So ang goal mo for the year, gusto mo mag-MDRT, let's say si Gian, no? 2.2 million yung FYP. No? So para magkaroon ka rin para magkaroon ka ng FYP na 2.2 million, maybe hit mo na yung 3 million na ANP kasi mas mataas usually yung ANP kaysa sa FYP kasi hindi naman lahat ng benta mo nako-collect mo agad. 'Di ba? May mga monthly, quarterly, ganon. And then ilan yung save lives, let's say 60. Lagay mo lang diyan yung goal mo. Kunyari ito si Gian. No? So tapos depende ngayon sa production mo every month. I-zero muna natin 'to, no? Magko-compute dito on a monthly basis and a quarterly basis, magkano dapat yung goal mo for that certain quarter or for that certain month versus dun sa intention mo. Kunyari, sabi dito, kung gusto mo maging MDRT ng 2.2 million ang kailangan mo, kung on a quarterly basis, kailangan mo ng at least 550,000, di ba? Ayan. So, dapat ito na yung cumulative mo. Sa ANP naman, kung 3 million yung kailangan mo, 750. Pero, kunyari, ang goal mo is 183,000, pero ang FYP mo lang is, let's say, 50. Next month, tataas yung goal mo. Tataas yung goal mo. Napansin mo, naging 316 yan. Di ba? Hindi na siya 183. Kasi dapat 183 ka a month eh. Pero tignan mo, kapag 200,000 yung FYP mo, liliit yung goal mo, giging 166. Ganon. Ito lang yung goal ko this month no, para ma-hit ko yung 550. Pag naka 300 ka, kahit 50,000 na lang for March minimum. May-hit mo na yung 550. Mag-automatic yan. Pero pag konti, 50,000 ka lang, ang laki ng goal mo for March, 300. Nagko-compute yan. Ganon. O, alam mo ngayon, kailangan mong i-hit yung 300. Pag na-hit mo yung 300, balik ka na lang sa 550 next quarter. Pag mababa ka dyan, 50,000 ka lang. 800,000 ka next quarter. Kung gusto mo maging MDRT, habulin mo na kagad dyan this quarter. Yun yung sa FYP. The same din sa ANP. Sabi ni NAP, ang gusto niya is 1.2 million. Ayan. Sige po, bibigyan ko kayo ng link nito. Wait lang. Bibigyan ko kayo ng link nito. I-share ko sa inyo. Wait lang. So, kunyari sinap, no, 1.2 million ang goal niya. So, 100,000 yan a month. Diba? Oops. Ginawa ko po ito over the week, no? Para dito sa meeting na to. Ayan. So, nagko-compute siya. Ayan. Pag na-zero ka ng first month, 200,000 ka na next month. Parang ganyan. Kung siniro ka ng 11 months, 1.2 million ka ng December, parang gano'n. So kunyari, you started slow, 50,000 ka lang. Next month, 150 ka. Kita mo? No? So ito lang kailangan mong i-update. Nakagiging 200,000 ka ngayon, bumuhos ka. 50,000 ka na lang sa March. Ganon. Gumanda pa, no? Naka 150 ka. 200,000 ka na lang next quarter. Pero syempre, wag mo namang liitan, di ba? Kung nakakaya mo na yan, lagpasan mo para mapaaga ka. O let's say, nag-100K ka. Ayan, PM is the key. Nag-150 ka. Negative 50,000 ka na dyan. Tuloy mo lang, di ba? Tuloy mo lang. Nagkaroon ka ng bad month, 30,000 lang. May 220 ka naman na goal for that para ma-hit mo to. Ayun. No, so that gives sa ANP. The same with save lives. No? Sabi mo, 5 ka a month, pero naka 2 ka lang, 8 na yung goal mo. Naka 3 ka lang, 10 na yung goal mo. Naka 4 ka lang, pagdating dito 21 ka na for the quarter. Hindi ka 5 a month. Ganon. 7 a month ka na. Hanggang sa ma-zero mo siya, yan yung balance. Klaro, exciting ba yan? Maganda ba yan? Tapos nagko-compute na rin siya ng actual for the quarter, no? Kunyari nga, ito yung actual mong ANP ng first quarter. Alam mo na kung nag-PPB ka. 'Di ba? So, ganito yung mangyayari dyan. Itong isi-share ko sa inyo to na Google Sheets, tapos isi-share din natin kay Feby. We will request Feby na once in a while will help you as well. Actually, hindi na. Wag na pala. Wag na. Ganito na lang. Kasi, paano ba? FYP. Paano ba natin malalaman? Yung FYP mo, makukuha mo siya sa portal. No? Yung FYP mo, makukuha mo sa portal. Yung ANP, makukuha mo siya dito. Okay? Makikita mo yung ANP mo dito. Kada tingin mo dito, isi-share naman to sa inyo. Makikita mo dito, ina-update to ni Feby. Tsaka policy count mo. Makikita mo yan. So, lagi itong updated ni Feby kada may pinopost siya. So, dyan mo lang kokopyahin. Copy mo, paste mo, i-edit mo rito, meron ka ng report kung magkano ka na for the month. Klaro ha? Ganoon na lang. Ayan, madaling i-monitor ng production, alam agad ilan nahabulin. Ayan. So, ito lang kailangan mong sagutan. Itong tatlo lang na to. Tapos ito, update mo lang on a monthly basis. Okay ba yan? Sige ha. Tapos after this, ito pa. Actually ito, mas maganda din to. Kung i-copy mo lang dito yung FYP, FYC, tsaka ANP mo. Ito naman is yung pang-coaching lang natin yan. Lagay mo name mo, code mo. Ang purpose lang nito actually is para lang makita mo yung year to date mo. Ito. Kung meron na, tumatakbo na siya dyan. Although meron na rin yan dito. Meron na rin yan dito. Ang pinaka-purpose nito actually is just to compute the PPB. Kung alam mo yung FYC mo monthly, makukuha mo yan sa portal. Kunyari ito, 27, 25, tsaka 20. Yan yung naging FYC ko ng last quarter. Example. ANP ko ito, 122, 200, 150. Ang ANP ko magiging 472 for the quarter. May computation ako dyan. Ito, kung pang-compute ng bonus. Kung makikita nyo itong formula na to, wild yung formula na yan. Hindi nyo na kailangan alamin yan. Basta magko-compute siya, ito yung bonus mo for the quarter. So, ito yung magiging PPB mo for the quarter versus dito sa FYC mo. Klaro yun ha? So yun. Yun. So yun. Yun lang naman yung purpose nito. Pero ang pinakamahalaga ngayon, itong goals calculator. Okay? Last. Itong collated goals, huwag niyong pansinin ito. Sinulat ko lang yung mga share nyo kanina. Yan. Last. I believe in the 12-week year. No, yung 4 disciplines of execution, maganda siya kasi nilagyan siya ng parang deadline eh. 'Di ba? Nilagyan siya ng deadline na every quarter dapat may goal ka. Alam mo yung goal mo for the quarter. Ganoon. So, parang hinati mo yung buong taon ng quarterly basis. 'Di ba? So, ginawa ko na lang din siya ng form, basic lang, no, for some of you na o for all of us naman naka-attend tayo noon. Lagay niyo lang din yung business goal mo. Kunyari 1.2 M ANP, tsaka let's say 4, etong month na to, let's say gusto ko magkaroon ng 2 coded recruits. Sorry, business goal pala for the quarter, no. Dapat at least may 300K ANP ako. Personal goal maybe probably lang, kunyari lang push-ups every day. Binigyan mo lang siya ng ng simpleng ganun. Or the jump rope 3 times a week. Kunyari yun lang. So simple lang siya. 'Di ba? Ngayon, lagay mo lang yung tactics mo every week. No, kunyari first week yung tactics mo, ito yung lead measure mo. Lagi niyo tatandaan pag haluin natin kasi minsan mas madaling tandaan yung lead measure. Minsan nagkakamali yung tactics nagiging goal. Dapat ang tactics should be lead measure. Ano yung kailangan mo gawin para ma-achieve mo yung lag measure, no, which is yung benta, etc. So ang week 1, ang hindi po goal dyan is sale. Isa ganyan. Hindi po ganyan. Hindi rin po 50K ANP. Hindi rin siya tactics. Mali yan. No? Ang tactics is approach 50 clients this week. Yun. So, kung let's say nakasampu ka ng Monday, magsampu ka ng Tuesday, kung nakalima ka lang ng Tuesday, bawiin mo siya next Wednesday, gawin mong 15, basta maka 50 ka. 'Di ba? Yung jump rope 3 times a week, hindi pala dapat goal yan. mali ito eh. Let's say, lose 10 pounds. Kunyari lang. No, maybe ang week mo ngayon, mag-jump rope ako 3 times this week. Diba? So, kung ang ano kasi diyan, kunyari, ay, mukhang hindi ako naglo-lose ng pounds Pwede ka ngayong mag-adjust next week, no? Para kunyari naka-4 na week ka na, hindi mo pa rin parang hindi kumikilos or hindi effective. Pwede mong palitan. So gawin mo na lang siya on a week-on-week basis. No, kung kailan siya. Let's say hindi pala effective yung 50 approaches. Baka kailangan natin more. Maybe next week ang kailangan mong gawin Facebook ads. Okay, let's say create Canva design for FB ads. Tapos next doon, create Facebook ads. Ads campaign. Whatever that is, no, for your sale. 'Di ba? Then, i-click mo na lang ito kung yes or no, kung nagawa mo ba siya o hindi. Yun lang yun. Tapos, wala na itong pang-compute ng percentage, no? Madali lang namang computein kasi maximum of 5 tactics lang tayo every week. Ganun lang, para po pasimplehin natin. Ang goal lang natin ngayon is dapat talaga may ginagawa ka weekly. Right? So, this form will help you and guide you kung ginagawa ba yung kailangan mong gawin. Ito rin yung sinasabi ko na parang tick boxes. No? This week, ito yung kailangan kong gawin. Dapat magkaroon ako ng 2 YouTube videos. Diba? Yan yung ano mo eh. Tignan mo kung matatapos mo siya yes or no ka. Ano pa ba? Let's say, talk to 5 potential recruits. Kailangan, gusto mo maka-recruit ka. Ganon, di ba? So yun, ano pa ba? Follow up clients who said they will buy this year. Di ba? So, yun lang. Lagi ka lang ng 5 tactics mo or lead measure mo na gagawin mo. Tapos, at the end of the week, yes or no ka lang dyan. O, 4 out of 5 ako. So, pag nagkaroon tayo ng meeting, pwede mong i-share. Do you like this? Type in I like it if gusto nyo to. No? So, hindi ko nalalagyan ng kulay-kulay pa eh. Ayan. Basta yan ang goal natin. Ayan. Ano, no? So, lagyan nyo lang dyan, di ba? Yan yung goal natin for this. Magkaroon tayo ng format. So, pinaghalo natin lahat ng mga natutunan natin from them. Di ba? Ayan. Okay, sige. So, yun yung sa scoreboard. Okay ba yun? Medyo mahaba no, yung scoreboard but I really like you to see that kasi important siya. I mean, yun talaga eh. Pag what gets measured gets done. If hindi mo na-measure, hindi ka na-update, walang scoreboard. Di ba? Hindi mo alam kung lamang na ba yung kalaban or 'di ba? Or lamang ka pa, 'di ba? Kung pagdating sa basketball. Kailangan may scoreboard ka. Lagi mo nakikita, 4 fouls na sila, 'di ba? Ito penalty na, pwede akong dumrive para pag na-foul ako free throw. 'Di ba ganoon? So, dapat nakikita mo talaga siya regularly for yourself, for the team, for the leader, etc. Right? And lastly, yun yung DNA accountability. So we will be having ang ganito na lang mangyayari para hindi masyadong maraming meeting. During 9 to 12, and I hope this happens. During 9 to 12 natin or 9:30 to 12 on a Saturday, let's convene on a regular basis. Tapos I'll just give time like 15 minutes for a breakout session for you to share yung goals mo. 'Di ba? Yung mga nangyari. O ito yung goals ko for the week, ito yung mga na-achieve ko. O next week ito yung goal ko. Parang ganoon. So, bigyan mo lang ng time on a Saturday morning, like before tayo mag-meeting, 8 o'clock, or Friday night, update mo na yung form. Okay ba yon? Maaasahan ko ba yon? Na you will update the form para pag nag-meeting tayo on a Saturday, nag-breakout tayo, yung accountability group mo, 'di ba? Mari-remind ka na, oo nga pala, no? Ito yung mga goals ko for last week. No, then ito yung na-achieve ko. Ganun lang kasi kabilis yung WAM eh. Diba dapat lang i-update mo 4 out of 5 ako, gano'n. 3 out of 4 lang ako. Oy, 5 out of 5 ako, masaya ako last week, gano'n. So puwedeng do'n na rin tumakbo yung mga wins in terms of business, 'di ba, na, lahat ng goals ko for last week nagawa ko, gano'n. Right? So, that's what we'll be doing. Okay? Sige, So yun, magkakaroon tayo ng weekly check-in. So yun, ang Saturday meeting natin, gano'n lang naman ang mangyayari. We start on time. We do 9:30, magbubukas ako siguro mga 9 o'clock, open na tayo. And then 9:30, yung 9 to 9:30 will give time for people to come in. There will be music playing, etc. If there are a lot of people who are inside na, makikipagkwentuhan na ako, maybe 9:15 to 9:30. So that pagdating ng 9:30, we start automatically with team connection. And then magkakaroon tayo ng mga prospecting habit. As you all know, yung mga part ng DNA Heroes, I give at least 30 minutes last year, magtawag, mag-chat, etc., mag-follow up, basta may time for prospecting. May time na mag-set ng appointment. Ganon. Kasi wala nang ibang time, di ba? Ideally, daily to, di ba? Tinuro nga na dapat daily nagsiset ng appointment, pero at the very least, once a week. Kaya recruit yung sineset mo ng appointment, kaya benta yan, basta dapat may activity ka. Yun yung goal natin dito. So, ibibigay na rin natin yung time na yon dito sa meeting natin. Then sharing of best practices. There will be some of you who will ask, I will ask, ano yung ginagawa mo? Bakit ka nakakabenta? Ganon, I will also share mine. Probably if there's a chance na once a month, maka-invite din tayo ng guest speaker from other teams. Ganon. So maybe, no, yun yung gagawin natin for our weekly meeting. And then, peer coaching, yun nga. So pag meron kayong mga challenge, sometimes I ask kasi ano yung mga challenges nyo, na pag maraming time, and then through that nakaka-build na ako ng certain topic. So when you share your challenges or bakit hindi nakakabenta, ganyan, okay lang 'yun. Or busy lang kasi na ganyan, ma-address natin 'yun dito sa meeting natin. So we do a peer coaching. And then intention setting, yun nga yung numbers kanina, I ask that on a weekly basis. So, hindi lang yun naka-monthly basis. This week, yun na yung target mo. Ano yung gusto mong mangyari? So, later, I'll ask you again. Ito yung goal ko for the month, 180,000 ANP. Pinyari si Jeng. O itong week na to, ang nakikita kong matatapos ko, 50,000. Ganon. So, diba, on a week-on-week basis, we also set intention. And then probably, we'll give time as well to type in your weeks, no, yung mga tactics mo for the week, lead measures mo for the week, kung hindi mo pa nagawa. Ayun. Special topics, again, whatever is needed. Like ngayon, nag-discuss ako ng 4DX. Magkakaroon tayo ng time for that. And then, yun nga, numbers monitoring. Then, yun nga, mahalaga pa rin naman yung numbers. Diba? So, it's a mixture of personal development and then, of course, yung business din talaga. So, yun yung mangyayari every Saturday meeting. Constant tayong magti-train in terms of that. Ayun. So, and of course, anything in between, like the one-on-ones, will happen on a different day, probably. Ayun. So, yeah, at the end of the day, these are the 4 disciplines of execution. No, nakita ko lang tong infographic na to, na yun nga, dapat number 1, kailangan may focus ka. So, dapat alam mo lang yung wildly important goal. That's why it's highlighting the discipline of focus. Next naman is the discipline of leverage. Yun nga, kung di ba, itong picture na to is like a domino. That when you tumble down the first domino, yung pinaka-important, the lead measure, madadaanan mo na yung, ma-reach mo yung goal mo sa dulo. Yan. So, kailangan may gawin ka eh. Kung ang goal mo is recruitment, kailangan this week may mangyari ka, may gawin ka for recruitment. Hindi pwedeng gusto mo lang may recruit ka pero wala kang activity, di ba? Parang gano'n. If goal mo is 5 policy counts, dapat meron kang activity for the 5 policy counts. Gano'n. Number 3, the discipline of engagement, 'di ba? So, yun nga, pag may scoreboard ka, nakikita mo eh. So, you keep yourself engaged. I will do the screenshot, i-post ko yan sa Facebook group natin sa DNA Heroes. Makikita mo, oy, sila meron na, ako wala pa. It's a good pressure in a way, no? Kasi kailangan naman natin ng pressure sa buhay, 'di ba? Again, sa sports, I like that sa sports, 'di ba? Lamang sila ganito, kailangan na naming mas mag-double time pa ng game, 'di ba? Ayun. And then lastly, yun nga, the discipline of accountability, that when we are in a group, in a team of like-minded individuals, pare-parehong may goals, pare-parehong may gustong ma-achieve, ayun, magkakaroon ng parang mas exciting yung mas magiging productive tayo. So, yung form kanina, i-share ko 'yan, no? I-share ko 'yan and then I'll give you time to do it now, 'di ba? Ilagay mo yung goals mo ng ANP, FYP, tsaka ng policy counts and then yung sa dulo, yung weekly, yung the 12-week year. Ganon. So, gagawin natin yan today. And I'm glad si Jeng na pwede ngayon, hindi siya aalis kasi supposedly may client siya ng 11, nag-move daw ng 1. No, maganda magawa natin yan today. No? Kaya we still have up to 12. Yun yung magiging parang planning session natin today. So, as promised, we have the planning session for the whole 2021. Ganun naman yun eh. Hindi tayo pwedeng goals lang. Dapat meron ka na kaagad action plan. So, ito na yun. Yun. Okay, so pahinga muna tayo. Type in the chat box, what did you like best? What did you like best dun siya na-share ko? Before I share the incentive programs, type in the chat box, what did you like best from what I've shown you? Ayan. Yung formula. Oo, di ba? As an MDRT, ganda kasi nun. I like the monitoring, sabi ni Philip. Google Drive naman ata. Google Drive yung i-share ko, Google Drive. Scoreboard. Yung ANP target per year, sobrang useful. Sabi ni L, yung VIP. I like the Google Drive. Google Sheets, yeah. Kailangan namin makuha yan. Si-share ko ngayon. So, type nyo na rin dito yung type nyo na rin dito yung mga email addresses nyo.